I knew the boy hated me the moment he walked into the courtroom and wouldn't meet my eyes. His mother's lawyer called it a hard adjustment. I called it the truth everyone was pretending not to see. He didn't want me, fine, but he didn't have to say it the way he did. It happened in the kitchen, bright lights, late evening, the smell of reheated biryani still hanging in the air. He stood there with his arms crossed, like a tiny judge passing a verdict. "Stop calling me son. You're not my father. You never were." The words didn't stab, they sliced, clean, quick, surgical. I didn't flinch. I just nodded once, placed my glass in the sink, and walked out. He thought he'd won something that day. He had no idea what he'd set in motion. I wasn't always this cold. When I married his mother, I wanted a family more than I wanted my next breath. She told me her boy needed stability, a man who kept his promises, a man who showed up. I did all of it. Parent-teacher meetings, hospital visits, late-night math homework, emergency cash for school trips. He laughed with me once, called me dad twice. I held on to those moments like they were proof that love, if given long enough, could root anywhere. But roots can rot quietly. The shift came slowly. He stopped sitting with me during dinner, stopped answering when I knocked on his door, stopped talking to me in public. Then came the message, forwarded accidentally from his mother to my phone. "I tolerate him, that's it. When I'm 18, we're done with him." His mother's response was worse. "Just be polite until then. He pays the bills." No rage, no heartbreak, just a stillness so complete I could hear my pulse scratching in my ears. I realized I wasn't a parent. I was a utility. And utilities can be unplugged. So when he told me to stop calling him son, I didn't argue. I learned something years ago. Storms don't announce themselves. They arrive. And I arrived quietly. First move, information. I handled every detail of his life because someone had to. Dentist appointments, tuition fees, car repairs, even the mechanic who pretended not to judge the dents the boy kept collecting. I had built a system around him, a safety net he never noticed. So I pulled one string at a time. I didn't call the mechanic to approve the repairs. I didn't call the dentist to reschedule his missed appointment. I didn't call the tuition office to confirm payment. Phones began ringing, voicemail stacked. His mother started pacing the house, snapping at him, snapping at me. And I stayed calm, composed, invisible. The climax came 3 days later. He cornered me in the hallway, frustration spilling out of him like heat. "Why aren't they picking up my calls? Why is everything delayed? My exam fee is overdue. Mom's yelling at me. Fix it! Fix it!" The same tone he used when he asked for money. The same tone when he asked for rides. The same tone when he told his friends I was just his mother's husband. I looked at him for a long moment, long enough for him to feel the weight shift. "You told me not to call you son," I said, "so I stopped acting like your father." It hit him, slow at first, then all at once. The missed deadlines, the unpaid bills, the calls that never got answered. He understood that every part of his life ran through my hands, and that I had let it go exactly the way he asked. His face pinched, anger, confusion, fear. "Are you serious?" "You wanted distance," I replied. I honored it. His mother arrived then, breath sharp, voice rising. Something about irresponsibility, about him being too old to depend on others. I didn't defend him. I didn't defend myself. I simply stepped aside and let the truth do what it does best: expose. The fallout was quiet but deep. He scrambled for weeks, fixing what I used to manage effortlessly. He apologized, reluctantly at first, then earnestly. But I didn't gloat. Revenge doesn't require noise. I called the mechanic again eventually, the dentist, the tuition office, not because he earned it, but because I needed the final line of the story to be written on my terms. I think about that night often. The kitchen lights, the verdict he tried to pass. He said I wasn't his father. Maybe he was right. But he learned something important. If you cut the hand that holds you up, you better know how to stand on your own. And he wasn't ready for that lesson until I stopped calling him son.